Hello everybody, I am Red here at Redtone Studio. Today I'm going to walk you through how to make an impulse response of, say, your room or your bathroom or whatever you need to make your own reverb impulse responses that you can use in your mix. So the other day I was leaving my studio, just walking through my shop, because my studio is in the back of my shop. Anyways, big story. I was walking through my shop just singing to whatever I was playing on guitar as before, and I noticed that, boy, my vocals sounded good with all that extra reverb. So I thought, why don't I make an impulse response of my shop so that I can add that into my mixes later on? And I thought maybe I would do that here for my studio as well. So I'm going to walk you through how to make these in Reaper. There's other programs, of course, that you can make them, other sound designers or some other plugins, but we're going to use the stock Reaper plugins to make these impulse responses. We're going to do one of my shop, and we're going to do one of my studio here. I'm going to have these available for free on my Ko-Fi site, so check that link in description and you can download them and use them in your mix anytime you want. So let's jump into it. First up, I have my Behringer EMC 8000 or whatever number it is in the back of my studio right now. I'm going to be playing a test tone through one of my speakers, then recording what that mic picks up in the back. And I'll show you how to do that. So let's jump into Reaper. Alright, here we are in Reaper. I've got just 2 blank tracks already set up. To do this, we're going to use the Reverb plugin. So I pull this over and we'll use this Reverb by Kakos plugin. Kakos, I have no idea. So we'll add that in. You can see that it automatically loads with my favorite impulse response that I use in all of my mixes. But we're going to come down here to this square in the bottom and use this to create a test tone, and then we'll deconvolve it into an impulse response later. So first, we're going to need to generate a test tone. So we just click on the button, generate test tone, and it's going to have you rename the file. So we'll call this one test tone. Make sure that your sample rate is going to be the same as the sample rate that you'll be recording with later. My interface records at 48,000, so that is what I'm going to use. The length, I think, defaults to 4 seconds. I did a 5 second. Also left the wave bit depth at 32. So we'll hit save. And it's there. So now we need to close this up for now. We will bring that test tone into Reaper so that we can play it back. So we will find my music file. We will grab the test tone off screen, pull it in, put it down. Now I have Reaper set up so the waveform matches the frequency of the tone that's being played. So you can see it starts here in the pinks and the reds for my lows, and then goes all the way up to the dark blues and into blacks for the super highs. So now we want to play this test tone back and record it on the microphone that's in the back. So I'm going to arm this track for channel number 1, and then you might want to cover your ears right here because we are going to sit here and we're going to play this test tone. You can see that my mic is already picking up quite a bit of my voice, even though it's way in the back of the room. So I have that turned up. I'm also going to turn up my volume. I'm going to put on my handy dandy ear muffs so I don't blow out my ears even more than I already have. So here it comes. Now we'll stop it. You can see that my microphone picked up exactly the same colors as what was being played out, but instead of being full height or full width, you can see it's only picking up what my room allows it to pick up. So now we're going to have to render this file. So you can see that I have completely rendered it. Looks like I peaked a little bit there in the middle, but we'll leave that how it is for now. So now we have the 2 files set. We can come back into our Reverb plugin. We'll come down to deconvolve. We will pick my music. We will pick Redtone Studio IR recording. We'll open it up. And then we will pick the test tone that we used. So open test tone used, test tone, open. We'll then rename it. Here I'm putting it in my B-roll folder. Redtone Studio IR Final. Save. And there you have it. It loads it in and it's ready to go. So now let's test it out. All right, now we're jumping back into one of my original songs and we're going to add a brand new track here in the vocal bus. We're going to put the Reverb plugin into it. And you can see it automatically comes up with my large wooden room because that's what I have made for a preset. We're going to browse. We're going to go to find my file, my final, open it up. You will see that it is quite small. So I think we're going to have to put a little bit of gain on that. So we'll run the gain all the way up. You see it comes in a little bit farther. So now that it is on the vocal bus, we will route the lead vocal into that new track that we made. So now if we solo just our reverb track,
you say you'll be fine without me.
You can hear that it is just the reverb. So if I put them together,
you say you'll be fine without me. You'll say I'll be okay too. But you don't seem to know that it won't be that easy without you. And this ain't the first love that
So you can see I've got reverb now on my vocal that is using the reverb that is in my room. Now, is it the best reverb in the world? Probably not. But it is my room. So let's jump in and do a fun reverb out in my shop. All right, here I am in my shop. You can see I got my old truck. It's big and open. And you can hear it. Oh yeah, that's a lot of reverb, but we're gonna record that. I've got my microphone set up right here. And on the other end of this, say 40 by 30 room, I have my speaker that's gonna play that test tone. So let's give it a try. All right, so you can see here, my second test tone measurement was quite a bit quieter. So we're gonna raise this up. Make sure it's nice and full. And then we'll render this one as well. All right, now that we have this rendered, we can come in and we can make that. We will deconvolve it yet again. Again, we'll find our open file to be deconvolved, which is the shop recording. We will find our test tone. We will give it a name and put it in the right folder. You can see that the tail of this one is much longer than before. So it's loaded up, ready to go. We'll jump back into my song. We will come up here to File. We will pick Shop Final Recording. It is loaded up, ready to go. And let's hear how she sounds. Let's listen to it by itself first.
you say you'll be fine without me. You'll say I'll be okay too.
Then we'll add in the other.
But you don't seem to know that it won't be that easy without you. And this ain't the first love that I've lost. Well, you could say I've lost a few. And this may be your first heartbreak.
Oh yes, that has a lot of reverb and a little other things in between. So again, It's not perfect, but I think it works pretty well. So that's about it. Today we made our own IR files for room reverb. Maybe someday I'll make my own for, say, a guitar amp or something that I have here in my studio. If you want to download these 2 files, they'll be on my Ko-Fi site with the link down in the description. While you're down there, make sure you hit subscribe, hit the like button, and then we'll see you in the next one.